Yeah,
Okay.
first of all, sincerely apologize for the delay. Good morning in USA, Canada, good afternoon in UK, Europe, Africa, good evening in Asia Pacific, Thailand, India, Malaysia, Singapore, late good evening in Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome today on this prime time leadership excellence series called hashtag New DNA of Leadership. A personality whom I have known only last 3 years. In fact, I met him 18th, 19th of July 2018. And we just celebrated 3 years of our meeting. His name is Mr. Raja Bafna, Managing Director of Coventry Coilomatic Company, very respected, very humble, and a great business leader. Bafna ji, welcome to New DNA of Leadership.
Namaskar, namaskar to everyone.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, let me have an opportunity of welcoming him with his introduction, which is where I will be talking about his background quick, and then I will be requesting somebody else coming in. Okay. Mr. Raj Bafna is born in Gopalpuri district, Rajshahi, now in Bangladesh. Father moved from there to Meerut to work, and Raj Bafna with other large family they had lived in Meerut and finally to Calcutta. Raj Saab is a product of Sherwood, a very prestigious institution of the country, and then he joined the family business. Since family was big, initially Raj Saab was given the responsibility of finance and taxation and also managing tea garden business of the family. He did a commendable job to turn around the business of tea garden called a brand called Calston from being the lowest. What's that?
Castleton.
Castleton. Lowest price in the market to become the highest price brands in the world. Unfortunately, the tea business finally went to losses due to a fire, and the Raja Saab ventured into electronics manufacturing LCDs. In fact, he became the first, he became the pioneer in the field of LCDs in India. Finally, in 1984, Raja Saab, he is known as Raja Saab by people, and I also respectfully call him Raja Saab, shifted to Rewari to manage new business of family, and which was Coventry. And then finally, after 3 years, he turned around that company, Coventry. Today, Coventry is one of the leaders in the coil spring manufacturing for the commercial vehicles as well as car segments. In 2014, he set up another state-of-art factory at Bhiwadi, close to existing factory. Raja Saab is known as master of technology of springs, as sought by OEM for his real expert. Time and again, he has proved that. His vision is to become every customer's first choice, And this can be seen with his humility, with his approach, and with his lot of business sense. He is totally hands-on, experienced person on the job. He knows each and every associate's name. हर एक associate का नाम इनको पता है. And in fact, my pleasure last 3 years, we have been involved and working with him. And it has been personally for me a learning experience. Raja Saab loves music, and of course, he loves traveling. Now today, I will be having some questions in English. With me is my co-host, Varsha. She will be asking some questions in Hindi. And we will do a jugalbandi of some questions with him. I would request those who are on different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Global Talent TV channel, please park your questions as well as on Zoom. Those who are on Zoom, we can unmute you and you can ask questions yourself. And I would like to acknowledge here that there are people who have joined from different parts of the world. I can see from Facebook also, Melanie, my women power from Spain, Melanie. I can see your Saturday guest is again a very well-known guest. She has already joined. I can see Poonam Tyagi already joined. I can see Usha is already joined from Dubai. I can see Supriya joined from Thailand. I can see many people already here. So my first question, Bafna Saab, first of all, I would again welcome you to this beautiful new DNA of leadership. And the first new DNA of leadership, when we started, was Mr.
Thank
S.
you. Namaskar to everyone.
Go ahead. Your voice is coming late.
His internet is not working properly.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Unfortunately, his internet is not right and we are losing him. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly keep your patience. I think there's an issue in his internet. I'm sorry that we are not able to put the things together and it is becoming an issue. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I can see Sagar Sa Pinky Bhatt has already joined. Poonam Tyagi has already joined. Milao, Julius Krishnan, how are you? You have already joined. Oh, Nitika has already joined. So there are people already waiting for you, Mr. Bafna. I can see Amit Kumar already joined. I can see Aryan Mittal Saab already there. I can see Akshitji already there. I can see Ajit Attal already there. I can see Ashwendra Singh Saab already there. I can see Devendra Saab already there. Durga Prasadji already there. Gopalji already there. Inderjit Narula from Thailand already there. I can see Siddiqui Saab already there. I can see Kamalji already there. I can see Kamal Sharmaji already there. I can see Krishna, Mahendra, Mahipal. So there are people who are already there. I can see Monica Sabarwalji already there. Narendra Kaur Saab, I think, is there. I can see Naresh Rohila ji already there. I can see Navratan Bandari ji already there. I can see R.P. Sani Saab already there. I can see Mr. R.P. Verma already there. I can see Rajesh Soni ji already there. I can see Ram already there. I can see Ravindra Khachu Saab. Hey Ravi, yes, you wanted to know about the story of Coventry. Unfortunately, things are getting bad. I can see Sandeep Bafna ji already there. I can see Sandeep Chitkara already there. How are you, Chitkara? You are not seen these days. I can see Sanjeev Sen already there. I can see Satya Narayan already there. I can see Shania ji already there. I can see Subhash Jagoda ji already there. I can see Vijay ji already there. I can see Vijay Mittal ji already there. I can see Vijay Saxena ji already there. So there are people waiting for Mr. Bafna. Unfortunately, we are getting into an issue. I don't know what happens. I'm trying to keep patience. Is it okay? Yeah, Bafnaji, welcome.
Your audio is connecting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now okay.
I think there's always a problem with the network, but okay. Now let's see.
Okay, sir, you're back now. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Raja Bafna Saab. He is back. And let's start. A lot of people, sir, waiting for you to have this interaction. Bafna ji, my first question goes to you. Knowing you and your passion for business with a brand called Coventry, I feel proud to be associated with Coventry. However, before I move to that important aspect, I would like to know something very more important than that. that is upbringing as a child. I understand you come from a larger family, and I'm keen to know about your upbringing as a child. Would like to know about your parents and mom and dad, respected, and because it's very important to remember them today when you are on my show, because for us, I think parents are most important thing in our lives. Can you share some thoughts about your childhood and your upbringing?
Okay. See, I have a very large family, 8 brothers, 2 sisters, and I am the youngest of them. And although my father had done a lot, mom was also there, but by the time I was born, she was not very capable of handling me. But my eldest brother had married that time. He and Bhavi, eldest Bhavi, they looked after me, and I would consider them to be more of a parent than my own father and mother. Although I learned a lot from my father in sense of business, all my brothers have also contributed to me in learning the business and aspiring in many fields. This is how we were there. As D.K. Bakshi had mentioned, I was born in Rajshahi, which was earlier East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. We moved in 1957 when I was 5 years old. And the impression that I got at that time when we left for a better opportunity, my father had left to Mawana for DCM sugar mills, was that number of umbrellas. The whole station was full of number of umbrellas. I can only see a sea of umbrellas. That was fantastic. I mean, this thing, what spectacle that I'd seen at that time, the love of all the associates for him who came to see him off as we were leaving East Pakistan at that time. So this was my upbringing, and I mean,
Thank you so
learned a
much.
lot. Yes.
Thank you so much. Now, this upbringing with your brother and Bobby and your parents and moving from Oman, now I want to go to another aspect of yours that as finally went to Sherwood. Sherwood is one of a prestigious and a premium institution our country has, and it has produced stalwarts like Amitabh Bachchan, Mr. Bedi, our Bollywood star, and many CEOs, many well-known business leaders of this country, not only Bollywood stars. So how was your journey at Sherwood? Who were the people who impacted you, mentored you during that period? And it would be a very good learning opportunity for many people who are watching you now or who are going to be watching you later to get that feel of that Sherwood grooming. And how did you do that? I mean, how did it happen? How did you land at Sherwood? Because I understand your other brothers also were part of Sherwood. Kindly throw some light on this.
Yeah. Bakshiji, it was like this when we were in East Pakistan that time. All my brothers had their education in Victoria School, Kashian, in the district of Darjeeling. And when my father moved out from there to Meerut, we decided to shift everyone to Sherwood. 3 of my brothers had already done the intermediate also schooling, so they were not there. But the other 5 brothers, 7 brothers, and we were put into Sherwood at that time. That's how I got myself landed in Sherwood. And as everyone educated from there, I was there the last, and I left Sherwood in 1969. I completed my studies there. Sherwood has been a very good institution. We have had very many stalwarts from there, whether it's in the defense, the armed forces, or even in the in Bollywood. You can say the acting, Bollywood, a lot of features. As Mr. Bakshi had already remembered and mentioned, Amitabh Bachchan, yes, he was there. Then we have very many. And the reason for Sherwood College producing very many actors or actresses is that we have for dramatics, we have a Kendall Cup, which was donated by Jennifer Kendall, wife of Shashi Kapoor. Her husband, her father had come to Sherwood for the dramatics, and that's the time when he actually donated the cup. And since then, uh, acting has become a very good subject in Sherwood. Besides this, we have a lot of armed forces. We have Manik Shaw, then we have General Atta Hussain. Then the Air Force was Samit Mukherjee, who I remember. These are the main features. And to this day, a lot of credit, even to today, a lot of this goes to the armed forces, goes to the people who lost their lives, who had done the education in Sherwood, who lost their lives in the World War II. Their names are all encrypted on the board in the chapel over there. And every year on Founders Day, a lot of commemoration is given to them. It's a part of life over there in Sherwood. So armed forces, and this is where we got the education. I was lucky to have one of the best principals that Sherwood had, Mr. Revlin Llewellyn. He was there. And my PT teachers, swimming instructor, in fact, I've lost all my teachers except for the swimming instructor. He's still alive. He's 90 years old, living in London. And we did interact with him 2019 last. It was a very good time that we had seeing each other. And of course, another person who I remember a lot has been my arts teacher, the painting, the drawing and art. And that's why I was very much influenced to join architecture, but unfortunately, for whatever reasons, I couldn't do that. And I just joined the family business.
What a great experience of Sherwood with Bollywood stars, with big names, with army generals. What a fascinating time Bafna ji must have spent with them. And there is certainly an impact of each other's when you study together, that too in a boarding school like Sherwood. Bafna ji, let me go to your now next level. That's your professional capabilities and competencies. How did you get into Coventry? And why name Coventry? There's a city in England which is known as Coventry. Can you tell us complete steps of your getting into Coventry? And how did you move to North India and then the Coventry? Can you share your story of excellence, which led you to be the boss of Coventry and making Coventry a very powerful brand?
As I mentioned before, father was working in East Pakistan, moved to the DCM Sugar Mills. He was with them. My eldest brother, in the meanwhile, had done his intermediate, has done his studies, and he had set up a shop in Calcutta. At that time, an offer had come to him of this existing company called Coventry Springs, which was a partnership company of 4 partners, one of them who had been to England. And I feel the reason for that, keeping the name Coventry, was because this company was formed in 1948, although the offer came to us in 1958, 10 years later. And he decided that we have been working enough, let's get into business, let's become an industrialist. And that's how he got into that. And then he called father over. He said, I think you have done enough service for many years. Now we have our own industry. Let's focus on that. And it was a big change. There was no turning back. We just grew and grew. That's how we stuck to Coventry. And we always felt that Coventry was a very good what do you call this for us? I mean, it was a what do you call omen for us, and we kept that name in all the other business.
Very great. Ladies and gentlemen, are you getting excited with Bafna Saab? The story of excellence coming forward from a childhood to Sherwood, then with a lot of great people, and then getting into Coventry business, which is today a great brand. Varshaji, I think you have a question. Can I request you to go ahead?
यस यस सर बाफना जी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में एक बार फिर से मेरा अगला प्रश्न हिंदी में है आपसे और ये कोवेंट्री
Okay.
से ही संबंधित है कोवेंट्री को बिना किसी अवरोध के आपने सुचारू रूप से चलाने के लिए काफी उतार चढ़ाव का सामना करना पड़ा होगा तो आपने इसे कैसे मैनेज किया एंड इसके साथ ही आप कई बड़ी कंपनी मारुति वेबको गैब्रियल के रेगुलर सप्लायर हैं आपने अपने प्रोडक्ट को इन कंपनियों में बहुत बखूबी सेटल किया है तो ये स्टेप आपने कैसे लिए और इसके लिए आपने क्या क्या स्ट्रेटेजी करी जरा वो हमें बताएं
इसमें थोड़ा बैकग्राउंड में जाना पड़ेगा. As we know, when we started, Coventry Spring was already manufacturing springs, but we are manufacturing of the heavy kind, mainly for the railways. And we had expanded from Calcutta to Nagpur also. And it was the largest spring manufacturer in India. Then came a turning point that we decided to get into cold coiling. And this unit was then set up in Rewari. In the name of Coventry Coldomatic, which is still there. And we decided to enter into the automobile business for the two-wheelers, four-wheeler suspension. And as time progressed, we also got an opportunity to start supplies for the commercial vehicles, for the brake assemblies. Babco is the biggest customer there, largest customer. And from here, we were supplying to Maruti, Tata Motors also. And we have also supplying to Gabriel, who has, expanded into a lot of plants for two-wheelers and four-wheelers. That's how we expanded. And our three main customers has been these three. The main learning point here, what I got to learn and what I focused on was customer service. I recall a time when we had just entered Maruti, we had got fresh orders. There came a time when there was a crisis in Maruti for a delayed supply from an existing supplier. And they came to me, Mr. Bafna, can you do something to help us? And it was an item which was not even approved. I mean, we had not even developed. We were just told overnight to do it. We said, fine, let's go ahead. And we'd start delivering them within 12 hours. There was a time at that time, because it was the line running, we kept on sending small batches of the springs in the dicky of the cars, and the luggage boot of the cars. That's how we were kept on supplying, and we ensured that Maruti's line did not stop. This was one of the factors which Maruti really appreciated. And as I said, later on, we went to Babco also. Babco was there, Gabriel, all these customers, they have been helpful. A lot of people to remember. I learned a lot from them also. That's how we have done. But my focus has always been customer service. Do whatever you can for the customer, meet the customers, understand the requirements, and keep supplying. That's the DNA.
Thank you very much. Now over to Bakshi sir. Next question from your side.
Beautiful, sir. That customer is king and customer is God. And I think you have a very strong belief of this. And along with this, now I get to the another question, go more deeper into your leadership attributes, which I have personally seen as a business leader, that how did you, specifically I'm talking about 3 Ps, products, processes, and people. I repeat, products, processes, and people. I have seen you as a very man of detailing. I have seen you as a man of action. I have seen you as a man who is burned his hands while working. Even now, I have seen you getting into the factory and looking at wherever there are issues and there are problems. Now, when I see you as Mr. Raja Bafna, personally, professionally, completely involved in Coventry day in and day out. Now, what is this part of your DNA? That's where we talk about new DNA of leadership. Is it part of which you learned from Sherwood? Is it what has happened? This 3P, and where I see you, people, the first one, and products and processes. How did this 3P become part and parcel of DNA of leadership of great man who is known as Raja Saab in the world? Can I know, sir?
Okay, Bakshiji, it's this way. My father's into business, acumen for business was always there. He knew he could perceive itself how to grow, and a lot of that was passed on to all the brothers. We have managed that way. And here, I remember when I got into business here, the first thing, one or two vendor meets which I attended of Maruti, that time I learned a lot that if you want to run a good business ship or good business, you must be present there always. You cannot do an offshore business. You must be in the factory. You must see what is happening. Get to know the associates very well. Get them to motivate them. This is how the where the people part came in. Second part is with regard to the product. I have tried forays in other areas, and I've seen whatever product you are in, focus on it. Continue with that. Be very clear on the product. Learn all the ins and outs of the product. The situation is that today, even though I did BCom only, as I graduated as just a commerce student, most people think me or know me as an engineer. When I was doing LCDs, people thought I was an electronic engineer. Now that I'm on the swing, people think I'm an engineer. And okay, it's only practical sense which I inculcated from my brothers because they were engineers. I learned from them. And the basic is, be the basic. You don't need to go into theory, know the practical situation, and that's how it is. Same thing applies even to the processes. See, find a process, what is suitable, where you get the product right, and at a cheap, not expensive method, because then no one will buy the product. Make it cheap. Not very cheap also, but make it sustainable for the customers to buy, to buy. And that's what we have been able to do. This is how I've been able to do on all the three fronts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 3P concept of people, processes, and products, beautifully explained by someone who people say has been an engineer. You don't need to go to a great MBA institution to become successful in life. You need not to go to a great engineering college to be successful in life. You need to have common sense. Now, here is an opportunity for people who are struggling, who are in the startup businesses or who have issues in their businesses. Here is an example of an SME business owner. Kashi Saab, you have just joined. Kashi Okud Saab, here is an example of a great business leader who is talking about people, processes, and products in a simple way. Not necessary to be an engineering graduate as well an MBA. Ladies and gentlemen, but that doesn't mean I don't want you to be attaining the certificates and going to engineering college and MBA institutions. But even if after you are an MBA or an engineering graduate, and in case you don't have a control on people, processes, and products, probably you will not be successful. Like, hats off to you. I've personally seen you, and that is what is great learning from you, Mr. Raja Bafna Sahab. Raja Sahab, very great. Varshaji, why don't you go to the next question?
Yes, sir.
DK, I would just like to add one more thing before you
Yeah.
can ask me.
Yeah.
There's one thing which I did have created an impression in the factory, that my eyes are always open. I look at everything, and people know that even if they went to set up anything, they must get it right first time. Otherwise, I'm there to fire them. To tell them that this is wrong. So that it is. First time right comes from there. Get things done in a very proper way.
Mr.
Okay,
Suresh
Varshaji.
Dulla.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Suresh Dulla Sahab has joined. He's a TQM expert, and I have learned from him. He is like a guru. So here is first time, first right. Here is the philosophy of total quality management. And Bafna ji has got very beautiful eyes detailing and looking at what has gone wrong. Looking at, in case there are things which is going wrong, he catches images and he sets it right. He makes a plan. I'm not saying that we need to catch people doing something wrong, but at the same time, in case there are things wrong, let's set it right. And before it goes wrong, first time, first right, that's the philosophy of total quality management. And ladies and gentlemen, TQM is for the manufacturing excellence, or for any excellence in the world, but manufacturing more. TQM is something which is going to be very important in running. And I can see my Ravinder Kachru has joined from Bangalore. Ravinder is the one who brought Parker pens to India, first Parker quality manager in the country. And after that, he did a lot of work in various companies on quality management. He's a man from, he is of course an engineering graduate from REC Srinagar, very well known. And he is also now understanding, looking at Bafna Sahab, how this TQM is part of his DNA. Ravinder Kachru, thank you very much for joining. He was very keen to join today, Bafna ji. Raja Sahab, he was very pleased that I need to join this program and know Mr. Bafna. Ravi, thank you very much. Yes, Varsha ji, aapke paas question.
Better late than never.
Better late than ever. I like that. Varsha ji.
Sure, sir. बाफना सर, आप एक अनुभवी व्यक्तित्व के मालिक हैं, तो मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगी कि आप अपने बिजनेस लीडर को किस तरह से मोटिवेट करते हैं कि वो अपने पर्सनल और प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में आगे बढ़ सकें और कंपनी के लिए कमिटेड रहें।
मैं इसमें आप लोग से सीखे हैं when we interacted with you, and what I've learned from this is keep associate happy by always encouraging them. Let people be independent, make them work independent, let them grow along, take independent decisions, and that's how they can grow and become also leadership in their own field. I encourage that a lot. That's how I am getting them to really work, motivate themselves, and give the best output.
Wonderful.
बहुत खूब सर। Yes sir, Bakshi.
Raja Sahab, I remember meeting you on 18th, 19th July 2018. I just sent a message a couple of days on the 18th of July 2021 on the WhatsApp group of your company. And I met you. That was the first day when, I mean, we had interactions before, but that was a day when we started one dream, one team. Ladies and gentlemen, whosoever is right now watching us, this is the signature program of mine. One dream, one team. We started with Coventry on 18th, 19th July 2018 with top 12 leaders. Mr. Bafna himself completely involved both the days, and his director, his son, a very dynamic, versatile, young, bright, Akshit Bafna, whom I really love and respect for his commitment to this business. Akshitji, in case you are around, I love you, I respect you for your contribution and commitment to this business. So along with Akshit and other near about 10, 11, total I think 12 or 13 leaders. And I remember doing this program and talking to them, we need to build up a roadmap. Ladies and gentlemen, we came out with one roadmap, 4500-2020, 4500-2020, 4,500 metric tons by 2020. And I remember how Bafnaji could get into this, and then he talked to me why I am fixing down this 4500-2020. This intervention has been so powerful, a game changer for Coventry. And you got Raja Saab completely involved in day in and day out, along with Akshit and these 10 to 12 leaders. I give salute to these 10 to 12. Later, of course, we go to champions, we go to other this thing. How did this make a difference to your Coventry and Coventry Parivar? And how can you throw some light on this?
Bakshiji, it's been just 2 days ago when we met and we started this program. We remember. It's just been 2 days more. 3 years ago, today is the 21st, we interacted 18th. And prior to that, somewhere down the line, we had lost our track. Actually, we had lost our track. We don't know where we were going. And, the targets were looking difficult. We were having problems, commitment problems to the customers. We are having quality issues also. And we were failing delivery. So these are the things. You turned us around 3 years ago with your one dream, one team, when it was conducted offshore, means not in the company, but offshore. And you made me to believe that, yes, we can achieve the goals. And we took a small goal, not a very big. So this unit had been, established earlier for about 2,000 tons a month. Why we looked at the target of 4,500 was because I knew we could do it. There were ways. In fact, today, after meeting the 2020 deadline,
we'll be coming to that.
6,000, we are looking at 6,000 tons by 22, and maybe more as time goes along. That's how we are looking. We are very, very well motivated by your program on this. One dream, one team has just been an awesome journey, fantastic journey for the whole team. I mean, for me, as well as my entire team. And as well as my associates.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of a very important case study of an SME in this country, in India. And you won't believe, on a family day, and I want to talk about this here, on a family day on 26 January 2019, when we could celebrate the family day of Coventry, and family members from Coventry came, people with their wives, with their children, and I can never forget this. Mrs. Bafna doing Antakshari with all the ladies, the women folk of the associates, supervisors, managers, and not only that, Akshit's wife, she is again a management graduate, and she is again a professional, and she getting involved with Bafna Saab getting to the flag of Indian national flag on 26th of January. That was something which, we have recorded this. It was very, very powerful for all of us. This case study of ours, I am Coventry. It's not only Mr. Bafna is Coventry. I am also part of Coventry. Varsha has been part of Coventry. Many of my people have been from Global Talent. Now, when this beautiful thing of 4500 could come out from our mouth, even the families are talking about by 2020. Everybody knows about it. And I remember that during that period, people never believed we can do it. But all the associates, all the supervisors, all the champions, all the managers, of course, the senior management along with Akshat ji is Mr. Roila, and he has been leading it from front. And in fact, he used to be Mr. Verma also leading it from front. And these are the people who literally made it happen. Now, your target, your vision today, you say this 4500, which is met in end of 2019, is nothing for sure. And you are talking about 6,000 or 7,000 or 8,000. Let me ask you this question, Bafna.
Yes.
Tough COVID days, tough and difficult situation after achieving this excellence, and you could still manage not to remove anybody, keep people on, and even now vaccinate people. I think 90% of your people are vaccinated. I would like to know two things from you. One is, what did you do in COVID days as an SME business owner, irrespective of facing a lot of difficulties? Second, why you look at only 6,000 or so in next 5 years? What's your goal to be in terms of numbers and in terms of positioning in the country as Coventry?
Okay, I'll come first to the last question which you asked. What I can visualize or vision in the next 5 years. At least I want to grow 5 times what we are. So we are doing about 5,000 tons. We are looking at 25,000 tons. This is what my vision is. Yes, we want to be in the spring industries. I mean, we want to be one of the last in India itself and grow even for export orders and worldwide. We want to do that. Now, the first question which you asked is, during the difficult times of COVID, yes, it was a very difficult time for a lot of people. Especially the second wave has been very, very bad with a lot of known people dying. I mean, losing them. It's been very bad. But yes, first, we were asked to sit at home by our Prime Minister. But that did not leave us. We always thought things, how to make it positive. Be positive. I contacted all my people, all my team, got them on Zoom, and we carried on having daily meetings and trying to work out what we can do during COVID, how we can still sustain us. So first the idea of having a hospital bed. We made a sample of a hospital bed, then we understood that a lot of permissions required, other things. And then we looked at making the dispensers, that is a foot pedal dispenser, which I know could be could be bought by a lot of people and can save them. So this is how we did that. And we started as soon as we got the okay. We got the permission from the DC collector, DC over there in the Rewari to start the factory. So although we had not completed 45 days, before that we got the permission, we started working. Not being a pharma company or a medical hospital, and nothing of that, we still got the permission and we said, let's get going. We called a few people, but we started that. And that also motivated people. They knew that I was interested in running the factory, keep going no matter what happens. And as things all opened up, things changed, totally changed. Month of July, we had like a lot of people motivated. And since then, there was no looking back because they were so motivated to keep producing more and more every month. How it is.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, 25,000 in 5 years is the mission, which is impossible, but no mission is impossible with the person who is talking about people, processes, and products. Again, the DNA of leadership of Raja Bafna is people, processes, and products which can lead to 25,000 tons is something which is not difficult. Those people who are watching right now, who are part of Coventry, must go back and think and come back to the factory and say, here we are to have a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 plan to be at 25,000. Because we hear the person is ready to go, grow, and glow. Raja Saab is ready to go, grow, and glow. Raja Saab, in this journey of 25,000, global talent will always be with you to support in whatever initiatives you would like to take. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Very good. Very good.
Thank you so much. And Varsha ji, you have a question.
यस सर। बाफना सर, जैसे आपने बताया कि आपने कैसे इस कंपनी को इस मुकाम तक पहुंचाया है, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि आप सभी स्टाफ एंड वर्कर्स एसोसिएट्स को अपने साथ लेके चले ही होंगे। तो आपने इनका हमेशा मार्गदर्शन किया है, हमेशा मोटिवेट किया है, और इतने कठिन कोविड टाइम में ये आपके साथ हैं, आगे भी साथ होंगे। तो इनके भविष्य के लिए आपने क्या सोचा है?
See, I want them to be independent, take their own decisions, and be positive in thinking, and I'm sure it'll pay rewards to them. See, if one looks at it monetary wise, that's not the way that I give money. They should earn for themselves. And the only way to do this is be positive, have a positive thinking, grow with always, be motivated, work and receive the dividends. That's how it is. This is the way, how we have been working with them. And just today, because I have been now giving every month, I do a town hall meeting, as what Bakshiji had introduced that. We have a town hall meeting. The way I'm interacting with the associates, it's awesome. They themselves are opening up, and we are finding that, the atmosphere, which was earlier a very different atmosphere, is just opening up, and people are sharing, they're giving ideas, and also taking independent decisions. This is how I'm expecting to grow.
Yes, sir. बहुत खूब सर। कम्युनिकेशन बहुत जरूरी है। Now, Bakshi sir,
Yes.
over to you.
Yeah. बाबा जी, अब बहुत आभारी है, आपने जर्नी ऑफ एक्सीलेंस शेयर कर दी एंड 4500 से 25,000 पे, और आपका ये टाउन हॉल इज वेरी पावरफुल. आई कंग्रेचुलेट यू फॉर कंटिन्यूअसली एंड यू आर सस्टेनिंग इट वेरी ब्यूटीफुली. चाय पे चर्चा जो हमने की थी, आपके सुझाव जो चल रहा था, ये सारी चीजें मिलाकर एक पैकेज आपने पूरी कंपनी में फैला दिया है अंडर योर लीडरशिप. लोग आएंगे, लोग काम करने आएंगे, सपोर्ट करेंगे, बट फाइनली इट्स योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन which you are leading into this. Now I come to another aspect of your personality, which I have seen very closely, and I love you and respect you for that. That is your interface with the industry, networking. और उसमें सबसे important जो मेरे को, जिसमें मुझे मजा आ रहा है, and I enjoy it every moment, and I must have talked to many people in my programs about you. And that is when there was this big event of Sherwood. And how did you manage to get people from US, Canada, Africa, Middle East, different parts of the country, and you managed this event so beautifully? It was in, I think, 2019. And every day there used to be something new. And you have you respect technology and you learn technology very fast, which I learned from you. I didn't know, I was not good at technology. So, jahan pe ye, I mean, Manik Shah Sahab, Dalip Tahil, Kabir Bedi, Amitabh Bachchan, all these people. And how did you manage to put that event together and helped Sherwood to create that? और इतना बड़ा मेगा इवेंट करना इस उम्र पे, और इतना पागलपन, I want to tell you, itna pagalpan, itna, I mean, madness to give it to the Sherwood. That's what I call it, romancing with your destiny. Babiji must be listening about it. Yes, he is mad about creating that passion in his work, which is another romance of Mr. Raj Bafna. Can you share us about this event quickly?
See, this whole credit to this passion actually goes to my one brother, the third brother, Kailash Bafna, who was, for his 50th year of leaving BHU, where done his graduation, mechanical engineering. He had that time bought out a book for this thing. He and his some friends together, they bought out a book to celebrate the 50 years of leaving. And I got inspired by that. That is one. Kailash also took out a book for the family, giving the entire biography of my father. And I mean, a lot of stories which even I did not know, it was all mentioned, all that. So that is the passion I got from him. We collectively, four of us, collectively, we started this almost about, Hadley went in 2019. In 2015-16, we started interacting with a few friends that was there, started, contacting others which are also there. And my one friend who stays in Vancouver, Canada, he came down here on a trip. We had a meeting. We decided. I showed a sample of my brother's book, and we all liked the idea. And we said, okay, let's also take out a book or profile of all our friends together, whoever we can contact, whoever we did. In these 3 years, imagine 62 of our friends, we were there, 9 of whom were not anymore there, they had already expired. 10 we were not able to contact. 10 they had certain other issues, they had family issues. But 35 of us managed together, giving all our profiles together and taking out the book, which is here with me. I can just show this.
Wow.
And this was collectively done by 4 of us. One person collected all the articles, he did all that. I did the basic layout and the cover, as well as giving the name Centennial Sherwoodians, because we had passed out Sherwood in when Sherwood was celebrating its 100 years. 50 years thereafter, Sherwood was celebrating 150 years, and we were celebrating after 50 years reunion. That's how we got to it. So not only this book, we also donated a painting, which was I had convinced my niece to do it, whose father is also in the Singh Sherwood, and we managed to give a painting which is depicting entire thing about Sherwood with the emblem and the 4 houses, color houses. This is how we had done. Very good painting.
Very great.
Yes, Dilip Tile was mentioned again, because you did mention all the names. Amitabh Bachchan was very much senior to us, almost I think 11 years senior to me. But he is a very renowned name. Everyone knows him. And everyone knows that Sherwood College was the alma mater school. I mean, everyone knows that. Kabir Bedi was 4 years junior, 1962. He's been famous. We have many others. I think the latest has been Ram Kapoor, if people have been seen serials or the Bollywood.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like in the armed forces, we had General Manekshaw, who was the chief guest when we were celebrating 100 years. And his speech was awesome. He has a lot of stories to tell. I've been reading a lot of his interviews, a lot of his stories which have been there. How he faced the battle in Burma, how he had also organized, he was the man who organized the war in Bangladesh. He was the person. because Indira Gandhi had wanted the war at a certain time, and he said no. That's it. It was only in his time he was able to do that, convincing. But that's how it was.
Beautiful, sir. What a great learning, and people are enjoying. We got started late, ladies and gentlemen, but doesn't matter the way the things are going. We are. I have just two questions. Now we are talking about new DNA of leadership. We are talking about Atmanirbhar India. What is your thinking about India, the powerful India? Here is the flag. You know I keep my flag always here. Atmanirbhar India becoming manufacturing hub of the world. What do you feel about this in short? Do you think we have the capability? Do you think we lack certain things in order to become the powerful manufacturing hub of the world as against China? What's your view, sir? What is
I
that
think
which is lacking?
I think we have a very good Prime Minister leading us to it. He was wanting to showcase India when he got elected in 2014. He's been trying that. Very good. We already have some companies in India who have beaten even China. For example, the two-wheeler industry has totally beaten China, and you can find all Indian-made two-wheelers all over the world. Any country you go to, whether it's South Africa, Central America, anywhere, you will find the two-wheelers Indian-made, whether it's Bajaj or Hero, you'll find them all over. So if they can do it, then there's this Kalyani Industries, Baba Kalyani, I think. He's also made a lot of impact. So if these people can make, I'm sure we can also do. In fact, earlier you had asked about Coventry, the name Coventry. As we also had been supplying to a customer located in Coventry, which was a very big, thing for me. I mean, it was creditable for me to find a customer over there, and we were supplying springs over there. So, and I visited Coventry. So I would say I'm the only person in Italy who has visited Coventry and seen from where the name arrived. A lot of potential, and I'm sure we can all do it. I think today the farmer industry has also putting a lot of on China, a lot of pressure. I'm sure we can all beat China to its scale.
Very beautiful thoughts, Raja Saab. In fact, my friend Dr. S.K. Gupta joined from Washington, 40 years in Washington, again from a small town from this country and leading name in Washington. Recently, our Minister of Foreign was there, who was earlier part of this thing, Foreign Secretary, and the present Foreign Secretary, Harsh Shinglaji, he was there. And whosoever goes to Washington meets my friend S.K. Gupta. I can see Honey from South Africa. I can see Dean from Toronto. I can see Harsh from Vancouver. I can see, Jam from Michigan. I can see Akhil. Akhil is from Dubai. I can see, yes, Ravi Saigal Saab from Thailand. I can see Milane from Spain already there. I can see Ajay from Germany. A lot of people from different parts of the world here. I have my last question. And this is a very important question for me. You know that I run a movement called #Women Power, a global movement. 1 million women on this platform by 2024, irrespective of caste, creed, color, nationality, and religion. Kiran Bedi ma'am, who is my mentor, is the first women power on this show, followed by many ambassadors, many Bollywood stars. We have this Malini Avasthi recently. We got, what is the name of this lady who is coming next?
Pallavi Joshi.
Pallavi Joshi is going to be there. Shibani Kashyap, Shazia Almiz, CEO of Noida. And this women power has become a very powerful program today in 20 countries. I'm excited. I'm thrilled because I lost my mom in 2019. She was biggest women power for me. And based on this, I've created. Now, People call me mad, and I am in the process known as honorable woman in the world. Having said that, Bafna Saab, what is your view about women power, women empowerment, and what would you do to support this movement?
Okay, first thing first, my elder daughter-in-law, she is herself a businessman. She's making jewelry and designing it and doing business. That I'm sure itself it's an empowerment. My second daughter-in-law, she's done a management. She's very good management in the at home, and she loves managing the house, loves managing parties, helping her friends, all those. So I would say this is excellent empowerment. The other point, I have 3 granddaughters, and I would say I'm encouraging them. I would say that yes, let them have the empowerment. They need to that. They need to stand on their own feet. They need to do that. That's what empowerment. And yes, I have been fascinated by Kabir Bedi. Dr. Wherever I've been reading about her, seeing some of her interviews, excellent thoughts. I think she changed the way the police used to work in Delhi, and it's been just a fascinating story. So, in India was lacking the women empowerment. I think you are on the right track. If you say you are mad about it, hats off to you. Like I am mad about manufacturing springs, but yes, it's a very good thought, and I hope this to be a very good success.
Thank you very much, and thanks for sharing that thought. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting now close. I cannot go for further questions. And let me now take questions from people. So there are questions already coming in. So here is a question which is somebody wanted to ask from Zoom itself. So let me go to Zoom. Somebody was, there's a question. Yeah, Vivek. Yes, Vivek, go ahead. Vivek, we unmute you. Go ahead. Vivek Harkoli is a very respected business director. We work together in Europe, in Africa, and other places. Yes, Vivek, go ahead. I unmute you. Yeah, Vivek. Hello. Okay, in the meanwhile, there's somebody till Vivek comes back on this. Yeah, Mr. Gopal, please go ahead. Mr. Gopal, you have raised hand. Please go ahead. Mr. Gopal. Yeah, can you hear us, Mr. Gopal? In the meanwhile, Mr. Sandeep Bafna ji wants to raise a question. Please go ahead, Mr. Sandeep Bafna.
Yeah,
Yes,
my question to Mr. Raja Bafna, who happens to be my uncle also, is that what is so unique about Coventry, and the products that, that the customers are bound to come to Coventry?
Wow, very good question.
Sandeep, Rome was not built in a day. I think we all know that. Coventry was also not built in a day. It's taken many years. We started from 58. It came down from Calcutta to also Nagpur. We also were in Jamshedpur. Other areas also expanded. And today, okay, we are carrying on the business, Coventry. Wherever I go, wherever Akshit goes, we meet old people, they all remember about Coventry. That is the attraction that has been created by us. I think I have a lot of mentors in the business side, my customers, many of them who I look forward to. Many of them also look to us to what we can do and how we can supply. So that is how the name Coventry we are carrying on, and it's a very good name.
Wonderful. Varshaji, you can even promote people to the video as well. Yes, who's there? Sadeep Bafna sir, thank you so much for your question. I think I learned from you, and I think it was a very important question. And thanks for joining, Mr. Bafna. And look forward seeing you sometime. Yes, Mr. Gopal, you have a question. We can unmute you. I think he's not able to hear us. Mr. Harkoli, Ravindra Kachru wanted to ask a question. Ravindra Ravi, you can come in and ask the question. You sent a question already in writing, but you can ask it. And you can unmute Varshaji and even the camera.
I shifted to in panelist.
Ravi, you wanted to ask a question, you can get shifted to the panelist and ask the question.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ravindra Kachru.
Yeah, let your camera come in. I think she's giving you the access
Yes,
to everybody's camera.
He cannot.
You can unmute. Ravi. Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, I can start to let the camera come in.
Yeah.
Bafna ji, it has been a fantastic, basically show, and your extempore, of course, discussion has been very, very interesting. This gives me
Thank
a
you.
picture this gives me a picture of working with entrepreneurs, starting with my career on Samtel, basically, and Mr. Satish Kora. Then we have been working with Mr. DK Jain of Fluxer Parker, and then we have been working with Madrasan Sumi for 5 years as general manager operations, Chand Saigal. All these, with whom we have been working, and now you are there, who have come up, from grassroots levels and done tremendous work, and put a name for themselves in their own time. So my question basically is, and one of the things which I experienced over a period of time, you have been great leaders, and the thing is how you are going to build up the leadership team over a period of time. The one thing I want basically is you, or maybe a suggestion also, that as you go, everybody has to go older and older. Maybe you can put your memoirs of excellence through a book, because that is something which would I always attract, basically, that they should put some legacy, down the line itself, for the young generation, for grandchildren and other things. That's one part. Second thing is, how have you thought about the leadership team coming forward and meeting your vision and, basically your mission? You are a passionate, as you told, you are mad at springs. And I can understand, we are working with tier 1 industries in Madrasan, I told you, for 5 years. And it has been, we want basically that your organization should not keep it up to you, but it should go for another 100 years with diversified products. I'm sure you have done excellence in springs, but as go on leadership team, that's something which I'm looking at.
Yes, Bafna ji. Is it there? Something wrong again? Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there's something wrong with this line.
Yeah.
That's where the issue is. Why can't we see Ravi? I said, आज क्या हो गया? Ravi को देख नहीं पा रहे हैं. Yeah, Mr. Bafna है, he's come back. Ravi is there. वो पीछे क्या लगाया है? कश्मीरी को cover करके.
So I wanted to maybe invite him for this thing also. Huh? Okay.
Oh, we lost Mr. Bafna.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, we lost him into the transition, so he will probably join again. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meanwhile, those who are watching right now, we had a real storytelling of a business leader who actually loves his people, processes, and products. And the way he built up this company, Coventry, which is today respected at Maruti Suzuki, Webcos, Gabriel, and many other customers. People proudly today talk about this particular product, and he has been really leading it from the front, as well as hand-holding his leadership team, including Akshat Bafna from the family. Ladies and gentlemen, what a powerful story. And as I was sharing with you till Mr. Bafna joins, when we were talking to the families, And then Mrs. Bafna, Mrs. Raja Bafna and Mrs. Akshit Bafna, when they were there with the families, the amount of excitement on that day was really rich. Their wives, the families, the kids, of associates, supervisors, managers could see the family completely involved, and they were awarding, rewarding, playing antaksharis, and even doing nukkad nataks. I remember my friend doing a nukkad natak and copying my style. I was amazed. What I am trying to talk about it here till Mr. Raj Bapta joins is that there is huge learning from each one of us, which can be passed on. And Ravi Kachru rightly said, can Mr. Bafna put it into the book so that it can be taken forward? Like on the new DNA of leadership or hashtag women power, we will certainly have the digital books. When you look at today, this program goes to the YouTube channel, but finally, what are the key learnings? Are we getting Mr. Bafna back? Varshaji, can you call him in the meanwhile? Otherwise, I will have to close the program because we are now getting stuck. And let's see how it gets into this. Please call him. And there are still people waiting with us, and we need to then either close the program or in case he's joining, it would be great. So ladies and gentlemen, so this program of ours, New DNA of Leadership, is something which is very powerful. And every Wednesday, you get a new business leader who could be an army officer, who could be a business leader, who could be a CEO, who could be a CHRO, who could be a police leader, comes and shares his story of excellence as a leader. Yes, Babraji. Yes, we got Babra. Yes, sir. There was a question which was raised by Ravi. Ravi, are you clear, yeah. Babraji? You got a question?
Or should I repeat? He's still connected.
Yes. Oh, now I can see you. Got you. Good to see you. So by me suddenly getting logged out is good. I think you were asking about motivating the my people, something like that on the question.
I'll repeat again. I'll repeat again, sir. I was talking about with so much of experience, from 58, rather 48 onwards, you have built up this organization with all the well-wishers across. It will be great going down the line for people to understand. People means not only the inheritors, but down the line, people to understand your success story. So I would suggest if you can put up start writing a book or, put up your thought process on that and create a, sort of archives, of your success story. That is one. That it's a suggestion. It's a request. The second thing is, let me complete, is the leadership. How you are developing the leadership team as an entrepreneur, so that down the line you have a strong leadership team to take up your organization, not only for your core strengths of springs, but in a diversified products as
well. It's a very good idea, very good suggestion that you have given. I again attribute a lot of the same to my brother Kailash, who published a book, autobiography book, on my father, which is basically this. And his title date is a tribute to him, and his all his this thing as to how he rose. He became the general manager. He became the leader. I mean, that is all there. And like we said, he was in the sugar industry. From there, then we came into the spring industry, been into other industries. But yes, we are sticking to this now. Or maybe it's a good idea. So some sort of management on the line. I'll give it thought and maybe start penning down something.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ravi, for joining. Ravi Kachru is one of our great business leaders. We worked together at Parker Pens, and then he has been part of global talent last 10 years. I've been spending more time in other parts of the world, and he has been leading the manufacturing excellence work at Maruti Suzuki, a car plant for 3 years, an engine plant for 3 years, almost 6 years, and Rico's and United Breweries and many companies in India and abroad. That is Ravi Kachru, the manufacturing excellence leader, who is more now HR leadership as well. I, in fact, learned certain things from him. Sometimes he questions me, hey, you are an HR leader, but let me tell you this. Anyhow, thanks for joining, Ravi. And we got another question. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, sir. So without taking time, I hope to see you soon, very soon. And it was a great occasion to meet you here.
Okay. Now I think Bafna ji is again. I think Bafna ji got again disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can't take more questions, and it's not right to keep the show on the way the things are going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, no, we need to be, in case you can join once. Oh my God. So let's see. Achan in.
Yes.
I think you need to come in and we can wait for Mr. Bafna to close. Nothing else we can do. So you get ready, and in case he joins and you do the vote of thanks, we cannot go for any other question. I think he will join. Let's quickly get into this. In Narula Sahab ka video on karo. Yes, Achan in Sawadikap.
Namaskar, ji, namaskar.
Please wait. I think Mr. Bafna is coming. There's something wrong in his line.
Yes.
And just a moment, let him come back.
Sure.
वर्षा जी आप लोग फोन कर रहे हैं?
कर देते हैं।
क्या कह रहे हैं?
सर ज्वाइनिंग
Yes. Can you get me now?
यस
Yeah, Ravi is now gone, and Ravi is still in the show. And now, since we are getting disconnected again and again, and it's already 7, and it's already late, I would not like. There are many questions and many things which are still here. Gopal is saying Raja uncle is successful in his business, no doubt. Even he has good and kind heart too. I'm trying to start the kites of adventure water sport. He encouraged me and motivate a lot. I must say that I am lucky. I am getting advice and motivate from him. Mr. Gopal, please go ahead. Feel free. Your venture, you should really think about it. You should make a proper business plan. You should make a proper people plan. You should make a proper way to a roadmap to move forward. And wherever you feel we can support, do let us know. And now, Acharya Savadikap.
Namaskar, ji. How are you, sir?
I am fine, sir.
I'm fine.
Excellent.
we have
Namaskar, ji, Raja ji.
Bafna sir, we have Achan in. He is the professor in Narula. He is a Thai Sikh, born in Thailand, 5 generations in Thailand. He speaks Thai, he is Thai nationality, studied from US. He is the director of global talent, Bangkok. You know, these days I'm totally out of Bangkok. He manages the thing. And he is again a great leadership coach and a facilitator. He is going to, as every program, he does the vote of thanks. Over to Achan Innakam.
Namaskar ji.
Namaskar.
Raja Bafna ji, how are you, sir?
Savasdi, I am fine. I had met you 2-3 years back. I think 3 years
Yes.
back in
That's
one of the
right, sir.
programs conducted by D.K. Bakshi in
yes.
Radisson.
Yes, right,
yes,
sir. Yes.
I recall
It's-
that very well.
yes,
It
yes.
has been a long time, and I look forward to perhaps doing more programs with you in India this time, once the COVID is behind us.
Sure, we will. We will.
Yes. And let me try to sum up your story today. You know,
Okay.
because
Okay.
you are simple, you are a great personality. You know, it is not easy to be simple in these days. And because you can manage to be simple, I think you are at the top. Seriously, that's, the Chinese philosophy. When you reach the top, you are the most simple person. And that's what you are. Love it, sir. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yes. Let me try then to sum it up. From a family of 8 brothers and 2 sisters, Rajaji was groomed and given care and a lot of love by his elder brother and Babiji. Bravo to them, and he is ever grateful. That shows his personality. And of course, at Sherwood, he was groomed and learned from the best principal in the school, from the PT instructor and the swimming teacher. And they all groom him in a way. Then from Sherwood, he went to college and of course, and went on to Coventry Spring. I'm trying to cut it short. And the motto that he had with him, we will be every customer's first choice. And that is brilliant. It shows how reflective you are to customer needs. Coventry Spring, of course, they used to produce spring for the railway sector, but then he moved to 2-wheeler, 4-wheelers, and eventually to the automobile sector. And they have been very successful. Once again, simplicity is beautiful. And simplicity, according to Rajaji, philosophy and characteristic is customer service, responding in time and meeting the quality as agreed upon. And that's how you gain the trust and, you becoming successful. When it comes to the product, process, and the people, Rajaji was committed, dedicated, sincere. He get people involved, engaged under his watchful and keen eyes in order to get it right for the first time. And that's a great philosophy. And I think we all should do that. Involve people, engage people, but make sure that they get it right for the first time. You know what is a genius? A genius is a person who has a lot more common sense than others. And Rajaji, sir, your common sense is astounded, is extreme. So truly, as far as I'm concerned, you are a genius. Thank you, sir. He believes in walk-around management. You cannot be aloof and let people do whatever they want to. You allow them, you give them independence, you delegate, but you still need to walk around to see that everything is done right. Know your product, know your people, because that's how they would stay committed and loyal to the company. Mr. Rajaji Bafna is ever thankful to Dr. Bakshi and the Global Talent Team for his intervention on One Dream, One Team, with the motto that came out of that workshop, and that is 4500 by 2020. And I think that is a beautiful, you exceeded that, but then it's important to have a goal. And once you have a goal, you will achieve it. That's what we believe in. And that has become a game changer. His father autobiography is we should all read it. I think the man is great. And he's great because he has produced a son like Rajaji. He's great because he has done a lot of work. He has groomed everyone and he moved from one step to another. He kept on growing. So I would like to get a hold of that book, sir, and I will. Maybe Dr. Bakshi can help me do that. And lastly, the words from Rajaji: be positive, be motivated, be hardworking. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request everybody to please stand up and give a standing ovation to Rajaji, because he's brilliant. He is a genius. Thank you, sir.
Mark Nakab, Achan in Nakab, Kapun Kap, and
Dr. Bakshi, Dr.
Yeah.
Bakshi, next time I'm in India, we need to visit Mr.
Sure.
Rajaji. Yeah, please. Yeah, keep that in mind. I think he's a
Sure.
brilliant man. He is a genius. And I like to interact with people who are geniuses.
Sure, Achan, without fail.
Thank you.
I will
Thank you.
take
Thank you, sir.
I will take you to the field. Very
Right,
great.
sir.
And ladies and gentlemen, we need to close this program. What a great experience of a simple, down-to-earth human being who today is a successful business owner and created beautiful model, which is Coventry. I feel proud to be associated with Mr. Raj Bafna and the Coventry team. I wish them growing and glowing in this business and making an impact. I thank each and everyone who joined from different parts of the world. And I would like to thank my dear Raja Saab. Thank you so much. I salute you. In fact, in Narula made us to do a standing ovation, and I feel very happy.
Thank you very much. I'm very
Thank you very
humble.
much, and wish you all
Yeah,
the
I
best
feel very
and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this YouTube will be available in half an hour. Please share it with all your customers, vendors, suppliers, and your family members everywhere around the world, which will be put on the social media. Thank you very much, Mr. Raj Bafna. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Achanyan. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Asha.
Dr. Bakshi, and Dr. Bakshi, the name is very befitting. He is the Raja. He is the king of the spring. Rajaji.
He is
Yes,
the Raja.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Right,
Okay,
Good night.
thank you.
Good night, sir. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.